Welcome to Brite Bites, bite-sized conversations with the people shaping the insurance and employee benefits world, where we talk with friends about benefits. I'm Kyla, and on this show, we skip the 2-hour deep dives and get straight into it. One serious question, one fun question, and one chance to share real insight from the field. Whether you're a broker, HR leader, carrier partner, tech partner, or just someone who lives and breathes benefits, you are in the right place. So today we are so excited to have Luke Davis on. Luke is a benefits strategist at Novaura. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, but
Yep,
I'm
you
going
got it
to
right.
let
You got it
him
right.
let me know. We had a prep on that, but I still don't know if I'm right. So actually, thank you so much for coming on, Luke. We're so excited to have you. And before we dive in, tell us about Novaura and what it means.
Yeah, so our company rebranded to Novaura back in 2024. We spent about 3 years in that rebranding journey trying to figure out what our name was going to be, what our, really to have a name that spoke to our values, what we were trying to do. We're out of Central Texas, so what we're trying to do here in Central Texas and beyond. And so we ended up coming up with Nova Aurora, which is new dawn or new light in Latin. And so we just kind of took those words and we combined them together, and we got Novaura. And so kind of our tagline and what we're trying to do, here at Novaura is to bring a new light and to bring a new dawn in benefits. And so that's the impetus behind the name.
I love it. Thank you for that background.
Of
Awesome.
course.
So let's dive in. Okay, so we've got our 3 questions, and I'm going to start with the fun one because I feel like it helps lay the tone for the conversation. But let's say if you had to explain what you do to a stranger at a cookout in one sentence, what would you say?
Oof, man, I've answered that a million different ways. Sometimes I just say I'm in insurance. Sometimes I say I'm a benefit advisor. My long-winded answer, so like my full sentence answer would be, I partner with employers to build more comprehensive benefit packages for employees that helps to lower their company cost while also either lowering or eliminating the employee's out-of-pocket cost as well.
Perfect. Love it. And what are you going to eat at that cookout? What's your favorite go-to?
Man, I don't know. It depends on who's cooking. If I'm cooking, it's probably gonna be ribeyes, maybe some green chili hominy, something good like that. If I'm not cooking, I guess whatever they're serving. But
Yeah.
usually I'm the guy that's cooking at the cookout, so probably gonna be ribeyes for sure.
Nice. And this might not come out before July 4th, but today is actually July 1st. So I'm sure there's
Hmm.
going to be lots of cooking out this weekend and lots of
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
eating. So
The family text is going off about what we're gonna do. So well, yeah, it's
yeah,
gonna be something good for sure.
absolutely. Awesome. All right. So Nuvora talks a
Hmm.
lot about helping employees actually understand and use their benefits, not just having them. So when you walk into a group where participation is low and trust has been broken, what's the first thing that you do to help turn that around?
The first thing is to kind of show up early and also kind of know your audience. Like if it's a pretty blue collar group, I'm probably going to dress pretty casually. I don't want to seem like this buttoned up insurance guy because in reality, I'm really not all that buttoned up to begin with. But you show up early and you don't talk benefits. You hand out the stuff that you need to hand out, or you pull up your presentation, but then you just have a regular conversation and you kind of connect with them on a personal level. But then also, like while you're starting to explain these benefits, you also level with them. And so, if you're introducing a plan that has a higher out of pocket maximum than what they did last year, you recognize that. And I usually tell people like, listen, if you hit this out of pocket maximum, let's say it's 5,000. If you owe 5,000, the hospital's not turning off their lights because you don't pay them a full 5,000 up front. Like you've got to maintain your lifestyle, you've got to maintain your bills, etc. Figure out a payment plan and work with them. And then also, as I'm explaining benefits, it's not just about, hey, here's your copay, this is your deductible, this is how labs and x-rays work. It's about understanding like how those actually work. And so integrated into our presentations and into our discussions with employees, at large, are personal stories. And it's about me, or hey, this is another client of mine experienced this, whether it's a motorcycle accident or if it was a serious surgery or whatever else it is. So that way they know not only like what the copay is and what the deductible is, but also they're able to actually like put that into practice in a personal example. And that always seems to go over really well.
Absolutely. I love it. Make it relatable to them, and they're
Hmm.
definitely more likely to engage. Very good.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, the benefits industry loves to talk about the employee experience, but most of that conversation sometimes it stops at enrollment. So, what do you think is one thing brokers or HR leaders consistently overlook once open enrollment is over? And how can you change that?
So I think especially employers or brokers, and hopefully they're working together on this, but they have some sort of benefit communication strategy throughout the year. And if they do, that's what they run with, right? And so whether it's, hey, once a month we're going to send you something about ER versus urgent care, and then the next month we're going to send you something about getting your flu shot, right? It's just kind of this set standard of this is how we're going to engage with our employees. But you still have questions that are coming from your employees to HR, or they're coming from your employees to the benefit advisor. Are you taking notes? Are you kind of documenting like what those questions are, and then actually tailoring your benefit strategy and your communication strategy to the questions that employees are asking? I mean, we've had where one open enrollment, we did our normal, we kind of did our normal walkthrough of, hey, here are the benefits, here are the personal examples, and then as questions kept coming up, we just recently created a two pager for their break room, also something that we can email out to them, and a mid-year discussion with the group to kind of tailor it to the questions that they've had now that they've experienced this new type of plan design. And so really kind of tailoring it to not just what our communication calendar looks like, but to the actual questions that are being asked throughout the year. That's what I think is usually missing from a successful communication strategy.
I love it. I love it. Absolutely. I think keeping them engaged all year long and making it relevant to what's coming in, what employees are asking about is so
Hmm.
important. I agree. So, yeah, thank you. That's it. It's so quick,
Yeah,
but
fast.
one last thing, just like how does the audience get a hold of you to learn more about you and what your team is doing and just if they wanted to reach out?
Yeah. Our website is novaurains.com. It's spelled up there, but it's novaurains.com. The easiest place to find me is probably going to be LinkedIn. I'm on there quite a bit. And so, if you look up Luke Davis, there's a few of us out there, but you should be able to find me. And so I have my location set in Waco. So if you look me up on LinkedIn, you'll be able to find me. That's probably the best way.
Fantastic. Well, that's a wrap on this Bright Bite. Thanks for hanging with us, and we'll see you next time.
Thank y'all.